Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. We are looking once again at the Battle Royale mod. Last time we looked at it in the base game, however the mod is compatible with multiple of the larger scale, more well-known mods. Right now, as you can see, we are in 2016 with the Millennium Dawn mod. We're going to give this a try and see what happens. Might not be as long as the last video. The last video I was very mesmerized by the fact that this mod was working as well as it was. It crashed once, but that was it. Pretty insane, actually. So we're going to go right now, and we are going to instantly observe. Now, if you would like to challenge me to play this mod without observing, like a little pansy shithead, by all means, tell me a country that you think I should play as in modern day mod, the base game, or it also works in Kaiserreich. I'm not sure about Road to 56, and I'm not sure about Black Ice either, but I know that it does work in Kaiserreich. I have tried it, and Millennium Dawn, I've tried it a few times as well. It does seem to freeze up a little bit at the start because there are so many wars being declared, so I'm hoping it doesn't crash the video. If it does, then, well, you might not be hearing this right now, or I might have to stop, restart, and then record once it stops lagging so goddamn badly. But in modern day, there's a lot of smaller nations that get eaten up pretty much immediately. Luxembourg, I'm so sorry. Countries like Slovenia, Slovakia, I think, gets eaten up pretty quickly. A lot of the Balkans get eaten up. The Baltics, of course, as well. Plenty of small nations like Monaco, San Marino over here, the Vatican get eaten up, so it's quite hectic for the first little bit. And I think Palestine is in here too. Yeah, Palestine will get eaten up a little bit here. Poor Syria doesn't look too good either, so we'll see what happens. I've played through Millennium Dawn a few times. We're gonna just let it go with this mod, and each time has been different. So different countries have been they're quite well. Last time I was playing, I had Germany getting its ass kicked. I had a very powerful Finland, and just a whole lot of stuff. Now, if you remember my video, how to make Hearts of Iron 4 Hell, well, this is another way to do it. For the first little bit, it's going to be a lot of pressing enter. Honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. We have Denmark here invading. Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. We have Denmark invading Sweden here. The Germans, I don't think, are at war with them yet. Yeah, Luxembourg is still their main target here. They should take them pretty quickly, though. They seem to be playing a defensive game here, though. But as soon as Luxembourg itself falls, that's it. Slovenia declared war on Albania. Oh, geez, Slovenia is still there. And there goes Luxembourg. Yep, there goes Luxembourg. The mod does do this when you're in Observe. It's almost like yeah, you're playing. So, but we can see here total score and divisions and stuff. Russia only has 9, which is kind of crazy. Oh, sorry, it has 63. My bad. China has 150, 81 for the States, 77 in India, 18 in Canada, which is interesting. 37 in France. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see all these nations with all these units and stuff in this screen, but anyway, we'll go back to observing here. So yeah, Luxembourg fell, so now the Germans are at war with Denmark, which is going to stop Denmark's conquest of Sweden fairly quickly. We have, looks like the Czechs at war with the Slovakians, the Austrians, who have a few units here going into Switzerland. That's probably not going to be very good for them, considering that Slovenia is at war with them as well. So that actually could make Slovenia survive a little bit longer than usual. So usually I find Slovenia is one of the first ones to go down, but we'll see what they do. If they were smart, they'd start to take as much land as possible and get that war score up, but we'll see what the Slovenians do. Of course, France is at war with Belgium, and then they'll probably go to war with the Netherlands after that. I think the Germans head into Scandinavia once they take Denmark, because unfortunately Denmark will fall. You've got the Baltics really going crazy here. So you've got, oh, Jesus Christ. You've got Belarus on Latvia. You've got Latvia on Estonia right now as well. Lithuania is also at war with Latvia, so really Latvia is not in a good headspace here. I feel bad for them. Yeah, the Lithuanians are only at war with them, so it's a bit of a squish there for poor Latvia. The Russians are at war with the Mongols. That usually ends up being a longer war than you'd expect it to be. I don't really know why. The Mongolians just really don't like to surrender, so they lose their capital and usually continue. So yeah. One of the longest fights I find is the Koreans. So the Korean, South Korea and North Korea, they tend to fight each other, but nobody seems to really go anywhere. What seems to happen most is the North throws themselves at the South, which you can kind of see happening here, although the South is actually quite aggressive this time as well. And yeah, the whole Hearts of Iron Hell thing, this video, this mod, showcases it better than the other one, if I'm totally honest. But yeah, so you have the war continuing here, and this tends to go on for a very, very long time. Neither side is really able to push on the other. The North Koreans do have more troops as well, but they are a little bit weaker and less good. Is not the word I was looking for, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Also, this time, if we poke to North America here, the Canadians are definitely not winning this war like they were in the previous video. They were doing quite well last time we saw the Canadians. I actually decided to, after I ended the video, I was just curious. I took over Canada and continued the invasion, and I actually capitulated the United States quite quickly. It did not take long. We trudged into Washington, which was undefended. They moved some troops that were on the west coast to try and defend Washington, which I then pretty much, dug into. And once they had left their new capital, which was in San Francisco, and then skipped to LA, I just drove a truck into, and then they gave up. So it was super easy, super easy. Canada owned all of North America at one point, so good job, Canada. Slovenia is gone. The Italians have eaten them alive. The Austrians survive for now, although Poland is now at war with them, and they've just lost Vienna, so that's probably going to be bad for them. I don't know where they're going to move to. Really? Salzburg? Of all places you could move? You move to Salzburg? I'd move to Graz first, but hey, what the hell am I really to say? And you can see there the Netherlands is getting eaten alive by France. That happened last time as well. Lots of predictable things will happen, and some unpredictable things as well happen. Africa is an absolute mess, and that's most of the reason why this is so hellish. We're still getting spammed, is because Africa, lots of small nations, lots of small militaries going on, and it's kind of crazy. Looks like Yemen has capitulated. Are they at war with the Saudis now? No, they're at war with Qatar. Will they successfully navally invade Qatar? Probably not. Probably not. Oh, the Saudis are at war with the Israelis. I don't know who would that could go. Pardon me. That could go either way. They're also at war with Lebanon and the Islamic State. So this will probably go poorly for the Israelis. I feel bad. Oh wow, Azerbaijan is doing quite a number in the Southern Caucasus area here. I forget what these are called. This mountain range. Oh man, I know it's the Caucasus region. I think they are just the Caucasus Mountains, but yeah, the Azerbaijan's doing excruciatingly well against Georgia, and now they're fighting Armenia. And then we've got Romania on Ukraine. That'll be an interesting war. They're also at war with the Ukrainian rebels here, who are actually very, very strong. I don't think they outdo Ukraine for units. So Ukraine itself has 29. Hello. Yeah, the Ukraine itself has 29, and then if we go to, oh my goodness, if we go to not Ukraine, oh my god, he looks, is he okay? He looks fucked up. They have 16, yeah, so they do have less units, and they're weaker units as well, because they're Russian funded and they're like Cold War era, so they're not as good. Most likely here the Ukraine is going to take Romania, which is actually quite new. if they do successfully do it. They didn't do that before. Romania managed to swallow Turkey somehow last time, and ate Ukraine alive, basically, when they finally got around to declaring war on them. Germany invading Sweden is quite particular. They've done that every single time. They've always won. They immediately go to war with Norway and Finland and always seem to take them over as well. And then they usually go to war with France, although they might not have the chance to take Finland. The Russians actually just declared war on Finland, so that's different. Generally, the Russians will declare war on Kazakhstan first, and then declare war on the Finns, so that's different. Looks like Kazakhstan's at war with China, which is not going to go in Kazakhstan's favor. Generally, a lot of the differences stem from how quickly nations are able to defeat other nations. That's usually what dictates who declares war on whom. It really depends. So, for example, the Ukraine here is at war with Romania because the Romanians did not beat the Turks. As you can see, the Turks are invading Romania as we speak. So the reason they didn't invade them last time is because Romania was too strong and they had a weaker nation, Azerbaijan, next to them, so they didn't go to war with the Ukraine, and the Ukraine had Novorossiya. So they attacked the rebels instead, and the rebels won. But either way, so it's playing out a little bit differently here, which is interesting. Greece also is considerably smaller than what it was before. Who are the Greeks at war with at the moment? I have a feeling the Turks are going to go to war with them shortly here. But they are... Who are you at war with? Malta. Okay. So they're at war with Malta, and they are just not good enough to navally invade it, I guess. Ugh, oh my god, the lag here. So they have one division, it looks like an armored division, trying to invade Malta. I don't think that's going to go very well, to be totally honest. Who is the Italians at war with? Oh, Croatia, okay. So they're attacking Croatia. Looks like the Poles are doing more for Croatia than anybody else. Well, yeah. The Romanians have quite the craziness going on here. Oh, no. Gee, a lot of Turkish units there. I feel really bad for poor Romania, but they're just going to get eaten alive, and that's fine. I don't have any. I don't care. I'm kind of sad that Greece. Yeah, there you go. So the Ukraine just declared war on the rebel group. Republic of Turkey just declared war on Italy, and so did Poland. Oh my! So Poland and Turkey are at war with Italy. That might not be good for Italy. Two-front war. That's not gonna be fun. The Turks are also very strong right now. Like super strong. They have like 30-some divisions. Yeah, the Italians have absolutely no chance right now against the Turks. The Turks outnumber them hardcore. Like super hardcore outnumbering here. Oh my god. Yeah, 62 total divisions in one army. Kind of foolish to put that many divisions in the one army. Because you're losing, like, I don't know, whatever. Whatever they want to do, man. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. But I feel bad for the Italians because they're going to get absolutely destroyed. And I feel bad for the Poles because they're not really going to get involved in this conflict because the Turks are just going to cut them off. And I imagine the Poles next will most likely go to war with the winner of that, though there's a good possibility they'll go to war with Germany. Good possibility. The Germans have stopped moving up their front here, even though they could easily take Sweden out, but they're just not, which is interesting. I don't know why they're taking a defensive stance. I really don't understand that positioning. That's really going to fuck them over, because this is all factories that they could be using to produce their military to fight France in the future, or Turkey or Poland or whoever in the future. It seems kind of foolish to not capitalize on that when it's an easy take for the Germans. Very easy. And they're not going to get a hold of Finland because Finland's most likely going to fully capitulate to Russia. If they capitulate, the islands here, they may not, although they have no units on the island. Do they have any units left? Yeah, they have one. They have one unit left. I don't know whether they'll actually... Oh, no, okay, they did. And the Russians are now at war with the Norwegians, which is bad for the Norwegians, and also bad for Germany, because they're too stupid to advance I don't understand that positioning here. France and Spain have kicked off their war. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Spain appears to be winning. Looks like the French are just kind of throwing themselves at them, and probably smart of the Spanish to kind of sit there and wait for them to kind of burrow down their manpower. The UK is also at war with Spain, but is... Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? What the hell? They have nothing coming direct from Britain into Spain, but all of their invasion forces are going all the way around Africa to get into Spain. Oh my god, that is foolish. What's North America look like? The United States is at war with Mexico pretty heavily at this point. The Mexicans are definitely losing. They're on their last leg, that's for sure. They're like, the Americans are just outside of Mexico City. I don't know if they're smart enough to actually walk into it or not, but we'll see. Pakistan just capitulated to India, so India now is becoming quite the powerhouse. India versus China would be an interesting duo to see happen. I really want China to declare war on one of the Koreas or both of the Koreas. I just want to see them absolutely annihilate them. But they're still at war with Kazakhstan, and they're moving in on them, but just very, very slowly. Very slowly. Also, Uzbekistan appears to be at war with Iran. Is Iran at war with Kazakhstan? No, so they're not going to be able to get in there. They could take all of this land, though. I don't think they'll I don't think that'll capitulate them, because they still hold Tashkent. But we'll see. We will see. Nobody can be as aggressive as the Russians, that's for sure. They are definitely quite the aggressive nation right now. And the Turks, too. The Turks are pushing into Italy pretty heavily. They own Venice now. Let's get on the Turks' radar here. Yeah, they own Venice now. They're fighting the Italian... Pardon me. The Italian army and parts of the Southern Alps here. But they could get... they could get surrounded. Oh no. That could be the end for the Italian military entirely. They only have, what? A couple of divisions sitting in... Yeah, that's not going to be good. That is not going to be good. I feel bad. Morocco in Africa is goddamn huge. Nigeria looks odd. I'm not really sure how to feel about that one. What's going on here? Are they at war with Libya? Is that what's going on? Yeah, they are. So they're at war with Libya. Okay. They've got some units trying to get into Libya. Good luck going through the desert with that one. You dumbasses. South Sudan has survived quite a while by the looks of it. Who are they at war with? Equatorial Guinea, and that's it. Do they have a port? Oh, they do. Okay, they could navally invade. Yeah, they have the transports. Ethiopia's at war on a couple of fronts. Looks like Etria, I forget how to pronounce that country, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be dead soon. Is at war with the Ethiopians, as well as Sudan proper is at war with the Ethiopians as well. But if the Ethiopians can capitulate these guys at Eritrea, then they'll have no problem going against Sudan. Tanzania is at war with South Africa, getting absolutely squished. I think their capital has already been lost? No, that Dar es Salaam's still there. Why is their capital Dodoma? That's strange. That's very odd. Angola is at war with Tanzania as well. I have a feeling that once Tanzania falls, we'll see an Angola-South African conflict. I can see it coming, but we'll see. I feel bad for Algeria. They're getting squished between Tunisia and Morocco. I feel kind of bad. Poor Guinea is fighting for their life. They're not doing too bad, though. They're winning one of the conflicts, and they're kind of flicking in and out of winning this one. So, I mean, they're trying. God love them. They're trying. The Ukrainian rebels are closing in on Kiev. It looks like the Ukrainians are reinforcing their border here, though, so I don't know whether they're going to continue or if they're going to fail. Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, they have more units than their rebel counterparts, but I don't know. I don't really know how that's gonna work out. Those poor Italian divisions have been surrounded fully, so they're screwed. That's gonna be a lot of Italian casualties when they die. What are they at now? 11,000. That's against Malta, though. Turkey, 36,000. Turkey's taken way more casualties so far. They're at 42,000 when I exited that. So let's see what happens when these units here get killed. Because unfortunately they are surrounded. They will die. But, you know, we'll see. Oh, they've got that last little bit there. Those units are frickin' screwed. Oh, no. Oh, man. That's just a bloodbath. That is not fair. So they had 42,000 up to 95,000. Almost double, and they're very close to capitulating. They've lost Rome. Okay, they have Palermo. So they could hang on for a little while longer, but the Turks definitely have them completely and totally outmatched, both in numbers, equipment. They're just... The Turks are madmen. 52 total divisions the Turks have. That's insane. They've actually lost some because they had 60 some before. So that's bonkers. I cannot believe that. We have the Middle East here is looking kind of interesting. The Israelis are actually winning most of their conflicts, though they've lost most of this land. They still hold this area here, but they don't hold Baghdad, so all of these units are taking attrition and dying. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully they can capitulate a couple of these nations, or at least try to, and come out on top, but we'll see. We will see. They have probably enough divisions to hang on here, even if all these do get killed, honestly, but if these stay alive for a lot longer, it's distracting some ISIS units as well as some Saudi units, so, you know, we'll see what happens. Turkey just declared war on Lebanon, so that's probably going to be the end of Lebanon there. I'm surprised they didn't declare war on the Islamic State, but that'll probably be the next one, if not Israel. Probably... My money's either on Islamic State or Azerbaijan, honestly, for next. Italy capitulated. Poland has the heel of the boot here, so they have like the sole of the boot. Wow, jeez. The Ukraine is now beating back the rebels, so they've managed to kind of rally themselves and are now beating the rebels back. So good job to them. If they're smart, they'd surround these ones, kill them off, and then full-on assault to the capital. Germany and Poland are at war. Poland is winning by quite a long shot. I don't know if the Germans have pulled out of Sweden. They pulled some units out of Sweden. There was way more in there. So they've semi-pulled out of Sweden to fight this fight. I wonder if they're going to win or if the Poles are actually going to get some revenge for World War II here. I mean, all the Poles have to do is capture Berlin, and that's probably it for the Germans. They won't capitulate, but they'll never recover. Never recover. Unless they're France. They're not France. France is able to recover. France is pushed south into the very last little foothills of the Pyrenees down here. So they're actually fighting pretty heavy fights down here, trying to get into Bilbao here and Zaragoza. So, I mean, if they lose Catalonia in here, they're probably not going to recover. The French do have a better equipped and larger military as well, so we'll see how that goes. That is going to be a very slow burning war. The Spanish and the French, very slow burning. The Poles have already pushed into Germany pretty heavily. There's an American tank here for some reason that's like dead. Why the hell is it there? I don't know. I don't know why that tank's there. The Americans capitulated them. Whoa, holy crap. No, they haven't yet. So the Americans are still at war with Mexico. Mexico has not capitulated because they've switched their capital to Managua, Nicaragua. Or Managua, Nicaragua, whatever. So they'll probably capitulate, though, once they lose the Yucatan, because core states, I think the land they take over is considered like semi-core, but I don't think it's like enough for them to not capitulate where they've lost so much of their land. Like, I really don't think they'll hang on. Maybe, but we'll see. Good luck, Mexico. Iran has eaten Kazakhstan alive. There's only little pockets left. China's still in here as well. They could both easily just charge into Astana, but apparently they're just not doing that for some reason. I don't understand why they stop. Just kill them. Just murder them, please. You have to take something. You'll be at war with the Russians soon. We're getting down to the last states here. Oh, Vietnam and India are at war. Again, neither of them is currently moving, but we'll see what happens in the near future. I'm surprised Greece has hung on as long as it has. It looks like Israel was the target of the Turks. The Turks are probably going to come out on top in Europe. Honestly, they're doing very, very well. They have a ton of units, but we'll see. Poland and the Ukraine are now at war. That is bad for Poland. That is very bad for Poland. They really didn't need that distraction from fighting the Germans. Ooh, that's not good at all. That's very bad for the Poles. That is not going to work out well for them at all. I think the Ukraine has the majority on them for power. I think the Poles are going to lose this fight, and the Ukraine is going to annex them completely. I feel bad, but that's going to happen. Also, Tunisia and Algeria, that fight is nearly over. Poor Algeria's only got a couple of units left, and they're just running out of land. Egypt is starting to look kind of fat. They've pushed down into Sudan. They've taken Sudan's capital, and they're moving towards their second capital. China's now at war with Vietnam as well, so that's not going to go well for Vietnam. And Vietnam's now at war with Brunei here. And they don't have any units, so Brunei's probably going to take all this land. Vietnam has no units on the island, so they're probably just gonna. Brunei's probably just gonna take a whole bunch of land here. I don't blame them. Just walk in, man. Just walk in and take it. Just take it all. Oh my god. I'm surprised that China goes to war with Vietnam first and not the Korean DPR. Honestly. I mean, these guys are still here doing stuff. Neither of them can take anything. Although, I think... No, Seoul's on the border. No, never mind. Kazakhstan's dead. Iran is now at war with the Saudis, I believe. No, Azerbaijan. They're at war with Azerbaijan. But they have no troops on the border, so that's not good. Israel is all but dead. Jerusalem looks like it's going to fall very, very shortly to the Turks. I don't know who the Turks are going to go after next. Islamic State, possibly? Could be Azerbaijan. Oh, Mexico has capitulated. The Americans are now at war with who? Samoa. Well, that's an odd one. Okay. I wonder if the Americans will actually invade. Samoa has invaded American Island. I'd just like to point out that was owned by America. Oh, the Americans just declared out of Hawaii here. They have no units in... Or, that's not Hawaii, I'm sorry. They have no units here. But they're going to declare war from there. So, you know, fuck you and stuff. Makes no goddamn sense. Oh my. No damn sense. The only thing with this mod is that naval invasions by the AI still just doesn't fucking happen, like, ever. So, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, Japan will never die. They just will never die. Taiwan will probably live forever. Philippines. I've seen the Philippines get invaded. They got invaded through this port here. And Manila did fall. It was Vietnam that did it. That was the last time I played through. But, yeah. You can see they are getting attacked by... Who the hell are they at war with? Taiwan. So... Was that Sudan? Yep, so Sudan just capitulated. South Sudan is now in Egypt's sights. Ethiopia is pretty much dead. I'd pegged them to actually maybe win this war, but they completely fucked up. Morocco is huge. I can't believe that, and it looks like South Africa is definitely winning against Angola, so that's bad for Angola. Last time Angola actually won this fight, so that's interesting. So Ethiopia has some Ugandan land here. Interesting. They have a lot of land. They have a lot of strange areas of land. Also, Israel still somehow exists. How the hell are they still alive? Like, they're losing everything. They're losing on every fight. Like, how are they still alive? Like, look at that. They're losing terribly. They're gonna get pushed in here by the Turks. Although the Turks' troops are looking really, really beat up here. They are not doing well. Although they recover quite quickly, so that's good. That's really good. But yeah, I don't know how they They've... Oh, I see. There's forts. Okay. It's just a giant fortress, all of Israel. That's probably why they haven't been able to fully take them out yet. God, that's insane. I can't believe that. They're also getting pushed back here by the Saudis and ISIS, which is kind of hilarious. ISIS has managed to stick around past Israel's death at this point, past Lebanon and Syria, past Jordan, past Iraq. I mean, they own Baghdad now. So, like, they've done it. They've done what they wanted to do, at least, I guess. I don't know. Oh, hi. The United Kingdom has invaded Spain. Oh, my. That's not good for Spain. So the UK has actual land now on the mainland, and they will most likely keep it. I really can't see... yeah, I really can't see Spain surviving this. They're doing well in the battles against France. They're not letting France any deeper in, but the UK can pretty much just supply troops infinitely at this point. So, yeah, I can't really see... I can't see that going well for them. The Poles and the Ukraine, it looks like the fighting has stopped, or at least stalled. Nobody is moving on this. I'm really hoping the Turks invade the Ukraine or something stupid. Honestly, it's just getting annoying. Like, what the hell? But we'll see here what happens. I'm interested to see the United Kingdom take a bunch of Spanish land. That's different. They haven't done that yet. They've been at war. They go to war with Spain every time, but they haven't actually invaded. So that's interesting. I'm also shocked that Greece is still only at war with Malta and still can't take Malta. They're only putting one division towards Malta, and I don't understand. They have more than that. Put a 10-division invasion force and be frickin' done with it already. God's sakes. It's like Turkey. It's like, come on, just blitz them with all of your units. Just blitz them with everything. Like, come on. Did they just kill Samoa? Oh my god, they did. Who are they at war with now? Colombia. Okay. That's a better look for them. Yeah, they take the Panama Strait. Totally control that. Who are they at war with? Who is this? Dominica. Okay. They're never going to invade it, but sure. Oh my god, it's like Jamaica. Jamaica and Cuba. Oh, Bahamas. They have what, one unit? Yeah, one unit. One unit. Wow. What about Iceland? Is Iceland at war with anybody? No, they're still very peaceful. So is Greenland. I think people just forgot that Iceland and Greenland exist. Russia is eating Norway. Or Sweden, I should say, sorry. They're eating them alive where the Germans failed. They're succeeding. I'm curious to know who they're going to go to war with next. Like, there's a lot of nations they could go after. Azerbaijan is one contender, I think. Iran. They could go after North Korea. They do have the very slightest of land touching them, so they might. That would be interesting. But it's hard to say who they're going to go after next. Could be anybody. But Sweden's going to fall here, like, in no time. Well, Germany, you lost your chance. Azerbaijan. Thought so. I thought so. They are not going to last very long. Oh, those poor bastards. Iran, this is a great time to try and invade. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, they have fallback lines. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Did Israel just take land? Israel is, like, back to its, like, actual real-life 2018 land right now. Like, what? I think the only thing they're missing is Golan Heights. They're actually, oh, India and Iran. I'm guessing Vietnam was annexed, yep. They're actually, like, winning on some of the fronts here. That's not good for Turkey. Oh, strange. Oh, Spain's dead. Spain's screwed. China and India is going to be an interesting war. That's for sure. China against Iran. Iran's got a lot of units up here. A lot of units up there. The Chinese are on the move, though. They're coming back. It's a nice split, actually. It's like there's some border war going on down here, and in here, but, I mean, the actual mainland split is actually quite good. I commend that. Commend that, that splitting there. Oh, yeah. Big, huge war here. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, Azerbaijan's losing terribly. I feel bad for anybody that has to go up against them. The Germans are now making a push into Poland, since the Ukraine apparently is just not interested in doing that. So they are making a push. Good for them. Good for them. Oh, the UK just declared war on the French. Now that they've split land in Spain. I wonder how that's going to go. I don't know who's going to win that one. The UK has a lot of troops in Spain. Like, a lot of troops. So who knows, honestly. I'm not really sure where they're trying to go. Oh, they're trying to navally invade, which is stupid. Unless they're trying to, yeah, from the main island. This could be interesting. The French really don't have very many troops going on in some of their ports here. Like, they really, really don't. But man, are they ready to invade England? Oh my god. To be fair, the English don't really have much going on in England. So, yeah. We'll see what happens there. Oh, Barbados took over an island. The Caribbean's actually heating up there, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty insane. Who's this? Message from France. Declared war on... Okay. Okay, that's weird. The Caribbean is looking a little smaller. Less stars there going on. South Africa took 8 states. Oh, Angola finally got eaten alive there. I was wondering when that was going to happen. It really was. Oh, okay. War is being declared all over the place. The Iranians have already taken to a fallback line. They're not pushing into this Chinese land that there is no Chinese troops in, because they're, for some dumb reason. The Chinese are not pressing on any kind of major advance into Iran either. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Azerbaijan is doing well on their defensive, and it looks like they've gone on the offensive against Iran. Probably a smart move, to be honest. Israel still looks fine. Stupid. If the Egyptians would just declare war on them, then we'd be fine. But whatever. Please naval invade this tiny little island. Just, for the love of God, somebody invade it. It's so ridiculous. South Africa and Eritrea here at war. So we're getting down to the final nations and stuff here. It's kind of crazy what's going on. Like, dang. Like, dang. I may stop the recording here and just continue playing, just so the video doesn't get too long, and then we'll see who the final 2 face-off is. Who are the 2 survivors? Obviously the United States and North America, but I'm more so interested in Eurasia, Africa, and see who comes out on top here. So that's really what I'm interested in, more than anything else. So I'm going to end the video here, and then I'll see you in literally a second, but for me it could be like 8 years. So, yeah, see you in a few. So this is pretty much what it's come down to at this point. It's China on India. So they just started the war there. Both of them have pretty even amount of units, so, I mean, it could go either way, but I really don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. India is kind of caught up down in here fighting the African fronts, so I'm wondering whether they can actually bring their units up to defend against the Chinese. The Chinese have a huge military going on. Thankfully, it looks like there's... Actually, never mind. I was going to say there's not a lot of Indian army personnel in here, but there is actually quite a few that are going to get gobbled up there. Number-wise, not really sure, but at least 10, possibly more. If they're smart, I think they should abandon this area entirely with these units and try to defend the Caucasus here. Yeah, I think it'd be smarter. It's like Italy here. They've completely abandoned it now, so... yeah, here's hoping they can pull through. Scandinavia as well, they have fully abandoned, so they're probably better off fighting a war on just the 2 fronts here, the long front across the Himalayas and through Persia and on the Caucasus, and I mean defend Istanbul as well. I think pushing it through Istanbul might actually be beneficial if they're gonna push anywhere, because there's no Chinese troops in this area, so they could probably push pretty deep into Europe and head them off a little bit. But yeah, America also fully in control of North and South America, besides a few Chinese pockets going on there. So yeah, it's pretty darn crazy. It looks like the Congo is going to take over Eritrea here on their own now that the Indians are distracted. And Morocco's still here, though they are considerably weaker. They almost got taken out by Tunisia, but the Congo kind of saved them there. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So it's come down to this. Leave your vote in the comments who you think is going to win. And then, you know, reply to your comment and say whether who you thought was going to win won when it's all over. So I'm going to pause it again and then come back at you when a victor of the Chinese-Indian War presents itself. Well, there you have it. China is the ultimate victor here. I don't think they can be defeated at this point. I'm pretty sure they have more troops than the Americans. So they have 1,000 divisions, and the Americans have a whopping 450, so half under Bernie Sanders here. So yeah, the Chinese definitely win this time around. I don't even think an alliance with the UK would even save anybody. Yeah, 364 divisions I saw before it slipped away from us. So yeah, the Chinese are just continuously nuking these guys here who they're at war with. They just seem to like to nuke it, and the Americans are at war with Cuba, and they seem to also like to nuke everything. So yeah. Yeah, there we go. There's one. Bridgetown's been nuked like a million times. Like if we go a war with China, yeah, they've lost 37,000 troops, and 8,000 for the Chinese. Like maybe 500 of those is battling the Chinese naval invasions. Oh, there's Cuba, but the rest of it's all been just being nuked. It's kind of ridiculous, but oh well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.